Welcome to another EVE Online video. This time I will briefly talk about the Nation on the Rise expedition, the final site that you can obtain in this expedition. Now, before talking about on how to obtain this site, let's first warp in, because I started recording a bit late, and then I will tell you how to run this site, and afterwards I will give more details on how to obtain it. It was a pretty long warp, but you see, upon warping in, you are greeted with a welcome party, a mix of sentry guns, and there's also a stasis tower. You should shoot that one first, because it holds you down with the whips. It goes down in 2 volleys, I think. There you go. You may shoot some other sentry guns if you wish to do so, but if you take a careful look at the left, there's some repair drones on the field. Don't shoot them, because they will trigger the arrival of the boss, and you want to avoid that, because as you can see, the incoming DPS in the beginning is pretty heavy. But what I do most of the time, I shoot 1 or 2 sentry drones, and then I create distance between me and the warp in point. And when I reach a correct distance, then classical maneuver, I drop the MTU. So just wait for the ship to come to a standstill. I use my Stratios for Hisec farming. I will put the link in the description, but I have also a video on how I use this ship and how to fly it. Just take into account I have a lot of skill points on this character, so the ship most likely performs better in my hands than in your hands, but I'm just talking about the character and the skills trained in-game, because there's also a real human behind this ship or giving the command, so that means nothing. Yeah, any decent EVE player knows what to do in this situation, or if, for example, the ship doesn't perform so well. Player skill is much more important than the character skills trained. Now, that being said, I will give a bit of information on this site. I'm shooting enemies because I want to remove incoming DPS in case the boss spawns. So the Nation on the Rise, you can get this expedition from completing a Sansha Watch signature. So it's a signature level 2 that you can scan down, and then you can finish it. Now, this expedition consists of 4 escalations, so each escalation is a site. If you shoot the boss, you have a chance to get the next escalation in that expedition. So it's all chance based, so quite rare to reach the 4th and final site. And what is even more rare is, you see, I am in the system of Gamel. It is Hisec. Most of the time this site spawns, or at least the final site spawns, in lowsec, but the ship that I'm flying is not suitable to run this in lowsec. I will be hunted down pretty fast. So you see on the left, the repair drones in local have run out of repair juice. I'm just shooting a few enemies more, just again to remove a bit of the DPS, but you could have done this in the beginning as well. And I strayed away a little bit too far from the repair drones because my targeting range is 70 kilometers. And upon shooting the repair drones, you will trigger the arrival of the boss. So just wait for it. There he comes. You hear that little evil noise. So no more need to kill the repair drones because they have run out of repair power anyway. And start shooting the colony general. When you shoot him, another big group of Kamaradsky comes to his aid. Now you will see later they have E-War against you, tracking disruptions. So there you see it starting. That is one of the most annoying E-Wars you can encounter because it greatly reduces your tracking and also range. So this site, I recommend use drones or missiles, but not the classical turrets. So without the repair drones repairing the Centus colony general, it is doable to shoot him. He has a local rep, but you have to wait until the repair drones have no more repair juice, otherwise you just cannot break his tank. And I'll just wait for the general to go down. There it is. So the Sansha demons web you, but they don't scram you, which is a good thing. Otherwise I would be in very big trouble. There's the message, and then classical maneuver, you warp away to a celestial or a safe spot as you wish. When you return, the enemies will still be there, but they are moving towards the spawn point, so you have some time to pick up the loot and retrieve your MTU. Now, this site you can also find in lowsec just by scanning signatures, but again, for lowsec you need a fit that is adapted to survive any unnecessary encounters with players, because once you are in lowsec, the locals know that you are not a, let's say, regular, and will hunt you down for sure. So let's have a look at the loot. It's a long warp. So you see they are returning to the spawn point. Approach and open. 8 million, but there is a nice succubus blueprint. Previously I had also, a few days ago, the same site. The loot was 6 million, but sometimes this site is very lucrative, and more than a $500 million worth of modules drop from it. So the final rig scooped up yielded me one piece of metal scrap. So that's it for the final site of Sansha Nation on the Rise in Hisec. Very rare, but it is doable. I hope this video helps you in tackling this site, or in the rare case that you also find this final escalation in Hisec. Thanks very much.